Hello everyone, my name is Kador, and welcome to another episode of Subgenres of Noise. It's been a while since I've made one of these. I moved to a new place and had to get a new mic and all that, but now I'm all set up and ready to make some more videos. So yeah, let's jump back into this series with today's episode, which I will be talking about composed and or progressive noise. While neither of these descriptors have caught on as a formally recognized noise subgenre, my use of them refers to noise that blends multiple styles and sounds into a complex and dynamic composition. Improvisation may be used as source material, but generally everything is heavily edited and meticulously structured. Or at least it sounds that way, as some artists may certainly create progressive noise that is not composed and entirely improvised. But the method individual artists use isn't really the point. What ties all of my progressive noise recommendations together is a defiance of the pure noise approach and a willingness to implement other stylistic influences such as ambient, drone, field recordings, musique concrète, or anything really. Essentially, these are all albums that are primarily noise, but really stand apart from your average noise release due to their unique combinations of sounds and thoughtful, structured flow. So, with that all being said, let's get into the recommendations, starting with Prurient, Frozen Niagara Falls. I gotta start with this one because Frozen Niagara Falls is the album that began my noise obsession and my number one favorite noise album to this day. Words can't truly express how much this album means to me, the emotions it stirs within me, but I will do my best to communicate it. I say this is a noise album, but it's really more of a multifaceted cinematic journey through multiple styles and sounds, perfectly balancing harsh chaos with melancholic ambience, melody with dissonance, fury with dejected misery. The lyrics, while often obscured by heavy distortion and other effects, are some of the most profoundly moving and fascinating poetry I've ever heard, and imbue the album with a cryptic, mysterious quality that keeps me coming back time and time again, never fully revealing all of the answers. Every piece on here is essential to the complete package, and there are really no lulls in the track list at all. Prurient constantly throws new ideas and stunning combinations of sounds at you, while still letting certain sections linger and lull you into a hypnotic trance before hurling another blast of scathing vitriol at your ears. This album is an absolute landmark in noise and experimental music, and should be universally recognized as a classic. All the sounds are so perfectly balanced, and the miserably dark and chilling atmosphere is so completely captivating. This is a perfect album for anyone looking to get into noise, or for those already immersed in the world of experimental music who want to hear something overwhelming, mesmerizing, depressive, fascinating, and utterly mind-blowing. Pedestrian Deposit, Fatale. There are so many stellar albums I could have picked from this legendary project, but Fatale is my personal favorite due to the perfect balance of strikes between crushing harsh noise and delicate dynamics. This album keeps you constantly engaged by moving from one series of textures to the next, with gently emotive tape loops and piano melodies contrasting powerfully with intense, full-spectrum blasts of noise. The deliberate, thoughtful compositions reveal themselves further with each listen, and it seems to be a consensus amongst the community that this is a certified noise classic. Death Kneel, Dawn Simulation. This album expertly dances between crushing harsh noise, ominous death industrial, and dense, lush ambience, all with crisp, detailed production and wonderfully evocative atmospheres. Every track sounds distinct, yet they all fit perfectly together, creating an intense, emotive journey through beautiful, abstract sound. Jason Krumer, Autumn in Black. This album flows between harsh noise, dark ambient, drone, field recordings, and other bizarre, unidentifiable sounds, all within a tight runtime of 34 minutes. Krumer masterfully transitions between these varied sections in a way that's clearly very well thought out, and as such the album feels like it's telling a story, albeit a cryptic, ambiguous one. The dynamic range between the loudest and quietest sounds on here is massive. The carefully crafted, tense atmosphere keeps you on the edge of your seats. One of the most expertly produced and assembled noise albums ever. This truly is a classic and a definite recommendation for those just getting into the genre. Oscillating Innards, Nadir Emergence. Oscillating Innards is described on the Bandcamp page for this album as a document of the recurring and parallel themes of artistic/romantic failure and the forces of insignificance and degradation. Nadir Emergence clocks in at just over a half hour and contains harsh noise, power electronics, and ambient drone bits. Each section sounds great in its own way, with a wide variety of textures united by satisfyingly crunchy analog tape fidelity. Scathing noise fades effortlessly into beautiful, soft drones, which are then built up again into heavy power electronics with absolutely savage vocals. In some ways, this album is like a more condensed version of Frozen Niagara Falls, each album arriving at a similar genre combination, but still executing them in distinct, unique ways. I think Nadir Emergence should certainly be more recognized within the noise canon. Cremation Lily, 4 notes. Cremation Lily is one of the most interesting artists I know, as he started out making pure noise and power electronics before eventually exploring genres like ambient techno and emo trap, collaborating with Goth Boy Click members. 4 Notes is one of his more recent projects, and it stunningly showcases many styles and sounds he's played with in the past, all meshed together in a cohesive, organic way. Washes of dense ambience and heavy drones blend with industrial percussion, vocals alternating from fragile emo singing to throat-shredding screams. A truly unique and captivating album that is equal parts beautiful and bleak. CS Effects, No Bull Left Behind. Harsh and intense, but dynamic, complex, and layered, this album perfectly embodies the idea of progressive noise. No sonic idea lasts too long before transforming into something else, all with a smooth and carefully crafted attention to detail. Truly original and masterful noise. Kjostad, Glacial Lake. Kjostad is a conceptual project that uses nature recordings captured near the lake of the same name in Minnesota. The sounds of bird, winds, and various unidentifiable scrapes and clanks are distorted, looped, and processed into a refined yet rough and gritty suite of noise. Glacial Lake demonstrates a perfect balance between organic sounds and blistering electronics, allowing the source material to shine through between moments of harsh chaos. Purgist, Secret Habits. This album spends just under a half hour cycling between evocative ambient drones and complex, frantic cut-up noise. Purgist masterfully transitions between these juxtaposed sounds, never getting too harsh and keeping the focus on atmosphere and jaw-dropping sound design. Hanzo Hasashi, Fluid Loss. This tape consists of jittery, stuttering noise loops paired with otherworldly samples and ominous atmospherics. The sounds are precise, varied, and layered, just the right balance of hypnotic repetition with vast sonic variance throughout the whole work. Aspects of cut-up noise are employed, but the overall approach is too unique to be categorized beyond progressive. Klorgeschlecht, Unyoga. This album is just absolute insanity. Unlike many of the other albums in this category, the tracks here do not gradually progress between different sounds, but are instead very short and fast-paced collages of cut-up noise core, piercing glitch noise, and uncomfortable, mangled vocals. It's chaotic, unpredictable, complex, and utterly unique. Dave Phillips, Sixth Mass Extinction. Dave Phillips is a member of the infamous Shibflutch group, as well as the grindcore band Fear of God. This album is a terrifying collage of dissonant drones, whispers, animal sounds, and various unidentifiable recordings. These elements are all expertly blended together in crisp high fidelity. No one sound lasts too long before seamlessly transitioning into another barrage of unsettling madness. Despatialized, self-titled. And finally, I cannot resist the urge to plug a recent release of mine, the debut album from my noise trio Despatialized. It's a bit long, maxing out the length of a CDR at just under 80 minutes, but I think the material is strong enough to warrant it. The sound gradually flows from subtle, sparse textures to massive, dense waves of harsh noise, underscored by deep drones. I'm quite proud of how this album came out in terms of both audio and visuals, and I think it exemplifies the idea of progressive noise. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you got some good recommendations out of this. I will be continuing on next time, probably with junk metal noise, perhaps, unless I decide to do a different one. But that's the next one on my list on Rate Your Music, where you can check in the description and see all of the things that I've been recommending in one concise list, if you're not already aware of that. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, Don't know when I'll be making another video, but I now have the setup to do it, so hopefully more will be coming sooner versus later. See ya.